I'm wandering around Thunder Bay to take in more of the town. I find it similar to Duluth, but a little bit tidier.
Funny is the lilacs are all gone in Minnesota. Because we're so much farther north, they're just they're in full bloom up here, which is pretty cool.
Because of how isolated it is compared to other major cities in Canada, this city of about 110,000 still has a small town feel to it. In a very Canadian fashion, I found a home where someone must have a side job sharpening skates for hockey players and ice skaters. I checked out some of the local architecture. No day would be complete on this trip without a little precipitation. There is one monument that I need to see while I'm here in Thunder Bay, though. It's a monument built for an aspiring young man who was pure of heart, who wanted to do nothing but help others. I'm talking about the Canadian legend, Terry Fox. Now, I was born about a decade after Terry's death, and as an American, he isn't well known to me. I'm surprised because this young man's story is incredible. So I'll try to tee it up like this. You may have a few people in mind that are completely untarnished by scandal and have done nothing but want to help others. There are some public figures that stand out as just good people. If there was a heaven, they'd be in it. And there are a few out there. Bob Ross, Mr. Fred Rogers, and Steve Irwin all stand out to me. Well, Canada has one of their own, Terry Fox, and his legacy still lives on today, in a big way. Terry was a Canadian born in British Columbia in 1958. He was 18 years old when he was diagnosed with bone cancer in his right knee. The cancer left him without his right leg. He thought a lot about the kids in his cancer ward, many younger than him, and then he came up with his calling. He would run east to west, across the border of Canada to raise money for cancer research. His goal was to raise $1 from each of Canada's 24 million people, and he called it the Marathon of Hope. After training for over a year, Terry set off from the easternmost city in Canada, St. John's, with relatively little fanfare. He would get up at 4 a.m., run 12 miles, and then rest before running another 14 in the afternoon. It was the equivalent of running a marathon every day. Eventually, journalists would pick up his story for local news stations, newspapers, and his story spread like wildfire. Soon enough, all of Canada's eyes were on him. The Ford Motor Company donated a camper van, while Imperial Oil contributed fuel, and Adidas donated Fox his running shoes. Fox turned away any company that requested he endorse their products, and he refused any donation that carried conditions, as he insisted that nobody was to profit from his run. After 143 days, Terry Fox reached the city of Thunder Bay on September 1st of 1980, just as the cool winds of fall were coming to Canada. He'd ran 5,373 kilometers, which is a daily average of a little over 37.5 kilometers a day. If he flew that distance in a straight line, he would have already made his goal. Along the Trans-Canada Highway, east of Thunder Bay, you'll find a milepost. It was here that Fox asked to be taken to the hospital. He then revealed to the press that his cancer had spread to his lungs.
I was coughing and choking and had pain in my neck and my chest. And I did 3 more miles and I decided I had to go see the doctor. Originally I had primary cancer in my knee 3.5 years ago. And the cancer had spread. And now I've got cancer in my lungs. And I've got to go home and try and do some more treatment.
2 weeks after he suspended his Marathon of Hope, Queen Elizabeth II of Canada, by way of Governor General, honored Terry by investing him as a companion of the Order of Canada. The Order of Canada has 3 grades, of which Terry was given the highest. The Order of Canada is a fellowship that recognizes the outstanding merit or distinguished service of Canadians who make a major difference to Canada through lifelong contributions. To date, he's still the youngest Canadian ever to be honored with the companionship. Fox underwent further chemotherapy treatments, but the cancer continued to spread. Even Pope John Paul II sent a telegram saying he was praying for him. Terry Fox died in late June, 9 months after he suspended his run at the age of 22. The Canadian government ordered flags across the country to be lowered to half-mast, an unprecedented honor that was usually reserved for statesmen. His funeral was broadcast on national television, and Canadians nationwide overwhelmed Cancer Society offices with donations. On the outskirts of town, on the Trans-Canada Highway, the same highway I'll be taking east when I continue my Great Lakes tour, you can visit the monument dedicated to Fox. The stretch of highway between Thunder Bay and Nipigon, the next major town, is renamed the Terry Fox Courage Highway. Terry Fox's legacy is massive. Nearly a full year later in September, the first ever Terry Fox run was organized. It is non-competitive, so there's no winners or losers, and anyone who participates can walk, run, or ride. Over 300,000 people took part and raised $3.5 million in the first Terry Fox run. The next year, schools across the country participated in the first Terry Fox School Run, where students either dye or shave their hair, and some male students even shave one leg and participate in runs. Terry Fox runs have been held around the world, where millions have participated in foreign countries. Almost $1 billion have been raised for cancer research in his name. He is considered a national hero, and many statues of him have been put up across Canada, and he's had schools and stadiums named after him. If you go to terryfox.org, you can find out more about his story, where events are being held, and how you can help. He really was an all-Canadian hero that I wish more people knew about, where I come from.